Hello, YouTubers! The new Time Travel Jaime 88. I'm back with another Doctor Who DVD review. Today, we're continuing to celebrating Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. So, today, I'm reviewing William Hartnell's 6-part story, Doctor Who, The Web Planet. Yep, it's alright. It's fantastic. Great episode. And it's very underrated. Any rate, this 6-part story originally transmitted on February 13th through March 20th, 1965. And here is the plot. The plot begins: an unknown force pulls the TARDIS off course and onto a planet Vortis. The Doctor and Ian investigate and try to find the source. Whistle Barber tends to disoriented Vicky, who has been affected by nature high-frequency communication of an ant like Zarbi monitoring the TARDIS. Vortis is a thin atmosphere planet with a natural crag-like rock formation and what appears to be a pool of acid. The Doctor recognized the planet from the remains of the dead grub-like creatures. However, he is puzzled by the presence of the moon around what should normally be a moonless planet. Meanwhile, inside the ship, Barbara is influenced by the unknown force through her gold bracelet. This force measures her and draws outside, leaving Vicky alone in an unattended TARDIS. The TARDIS begins sliding across the planet's surface, apparently being pulled by an unseen force in her trace. Barbara walks into a trio of butterfly-like Menoptera. All that remains of the recognized force sent to prepare the way for invasion spearhead. The free of her of the trace by removing her bracelet and then debates what would do to her. Barbara escapes, however, she is immediately captured by the Zarbi and brainwashed through use a gold neck harness. The Zarbi takes her back to the Menoptera, killing one of the capture another. Whistle the third escape. The Zarbi takes Barbara and a Menoptera called Horostar to the cradle of the needle, when they forced to gather vegetarian and drops into the river of acid, thereby feeding the essential force of the Zarbi called Animus. The Doctor and Ian have discovered the theft of the TARDIS and a trail lead away being tracked. They are captured by the Zarbi and are taken to Karasimum, where they find Vicky and the TARDIS. They indirect meet Animus, who talks to the Doctor, although what appears to be a mental communication device. The Animus force the Doctor to help to track down the Menoptera evasion spearhead and the following main evasion force of the Menoptera. Ian escapes, whistling the Doctor, who has already worked out on the evasion plan of the Menoptera, and Vicky tries to bid their time. Ian, trying to find Barbara, meets the Menoptera called Vericitan. The only escapee of the Zarbi ambush, he learns from the Menoptera that the Menoptera is only native to the planet Vortis, along with Zarbi, until the Great Evil Force. So, the same force had pulled the TARDIS off course. The Zarbi soon locates Ian and Veristans. That's how I pronounce the name. But they manage to escape by falling down into the underground tunnel when they meet Optra. I cannot pronounce the name. Anyway, Ian soon realized that the Optia are discovered who had fled underground. How back in the Karasuma, the Doctor accidentally released a bit of information about the Menoptera invasion force, particularly that the Spearhead planned to land on Sanyo, Pelektu, just north of the crater of the Needle. The Animus used the information to ambush the Spearhead. Barber and Hosta escaped from the critical needle and tried to meet up with the Spearhead. Also warned of them the effectiveness of their weapon against the Zarbi. They failed to convince the Spearhead force the useless name of the weapon, and the Spearhead Menoptera are massacred by the Zarbi's force. The only survivor to manage to hide is one of Menoptera's old temple, and they will try without success to radio the main force. Meanwhile, the Doctor has worked out that an Animus used gold to conduct channel a measuring force, which he counteracts this force and then use his hidden power to regain control. Once of the Zarbi, the Doctor escaped with Vicky and Captain Zarbi and met up with Barber and the Menoptera. They all devised a plan to attack the Karasum as an active diversionary force, whistling the Doctor and Vicky trying to reach the enemies. The Doctor and Vicky make their way back to Karasum, and they are taken to the center to see Animus, the great spider-like creature, and they are measured and made helpless by the Animus. Meanwhile, Barber and the Menoptera attack the Karasum from outside using the Doctor's ring to control. Ian, Velocitrum, and Optra tried to dig their way into the Animus from below, and they all make the center to Animus, where a single act of willpower. Barber managed to use an also device on Animus, destroying it. In the end, with the Zarbi free from control of the Animus and the Menoptera and Optra free to live, the Doctor, Ian, Barber, and Vicky lead the TARDIS. Well, this is a great story. Alright, and let's take a look at the cover, by the way. You have the Zarbi, you have the Ant, there's the first Doctor on the Moonlight Planet, there's the Doctor Who, the BBC video logo, the old one. You have the William Hartnell years, 1963 to 1966. Here's the spine. Here's some still pictures, by the way. Since nobody requested this episode, I'm surprised. We have audio commentary by actor William Russell and Martin Jarvis, producer Verity Lambert, and director Richard Martin. Tales of Apsara, The Liars of the Zarbi Supremo, PC-ROM features, Spanish soundtrack option, Give a Show, production notes, and so forth. Here's the discs for the Web Planet. Okay, and that's it from here. When I first saw it on VHS back in 1991, I wasn't keen at first, but when I got the DVD, my God, the picture quality, it is fantastic. It looks like rumor has it that this episode might be going to be re-released next year. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for here. And if you'd like to rate, comment, and subscribe, do so. Until next time, this is the new Time Travel Jaime 88 saying so long.